Hello, hello, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining me, and may the 4th be with you. Please let me know in the comments below what Star Wars movie you are going to be watching tonight. We are going to be watching Empire Strikes Back. Currently we are in the middle of watching them all back to back. Rise of Skywalker's just come out, so we're about halfway through the 9 movies at the moment. Anyway, that's not what I came on to talk to you about today. We are going to be talking about 4 stages in evaluating your own personal practice in order to develop yourself as a dancer and make improvements to your own dance. Who doesn't want that, right? But before I go on, as always, please let me know if you're watching by giving me a little thumbs up or a little heart. And please do pop any comments in the box below, along with your Star Wars movie that you're watching tonight. Obviously something that's relevant to what we're going to be talking about today. And I will be very happy to answer questions if you have any as well. Also, if you are watching on catch up, please do feel free to comment as well. And I will, if you tag me, I'll make sure that I see the questions and I can come back to them later on. Okay, so 4 stages for self-evaluation. I've spoken about this one before, and it's the very first thing that you need to do is video yourself. And this can be the hardest thing to do, particularly if you've never done so before. It's super, super important to be able to watch yourself to see how to see what everything looks like. Really, it looks different on video than what it even does in the mirror. I can really stumble at the first hurdle just by procrastinating in getting the video going and thinking, oh, I'll do it next time or whatever. Sometimes I feel like I have to set up the camera in the best angle or get the best lighting or whatever. But really, no, this is just for you to watch, and you don't even necessarily need to have the best angle or anything. You're going to get some material to work with for sure if you just pop the camera up and then start moving. Honestly, just do it. It can be a real challenge. I know it's difficult to look at yourself on video, but I highly recommend it more than anything. So that's stage 1, is to film yourself. Stage number 2, and this is going to be a bit of a no-brainer really, but it's to watch the video. If you I've heard like a couple of times from clients of mine who I encourage to film themselves on a weekly basis, that they've gone, oh yeah, I've filmed myself, and then they've put it to one side and not actually watched it. So this can be the next really challenging thing, because it doesn't always feel good to watch ourselves. Sometimes it can feel amazing when we're doing it, or even when we're looking in the mirror, it looks good, and then we know that when we come to see the video, actually we feel like we're not going to like what we see. But it is really important to take the plunge and dive in there, and it's like eating the vegetables that you don't like, for example, or perhaps taking that icky medicine. It's one of those things that we need for development and growth as dancer in order to be able to watch ourselves and give ourselves objective critique. And when I say objective critique, this leads me on to the next point. Number 3 is be kind to yourself when you are watching your video, when you are self-evaluating. It's all too easy to watch a video of yourself dancing, or this could be any practice that you're doing, of course. It can be easy to watch it and immediately start to pick all of the holes in yourself, think it's terrible. We're our own worst critic, right? So what I'd like you to do is imagine that you are not watching yourself, you are watching your best friend dance, or someone really close to you, or just someone you respect. How would you give them critique if they'd asked you for it? How would you give them something constructive that they could work with and would go away feeling good about it? So you want to talk to yourself in that way. Really be kind to yourself, because it's like a performance. You're putting yourself out there, even though it's only going to be you that sees it. You're still putting yourself out there for critique. So be kind to yourself. It's super important. And then this leads me on to the 4th stage, and it's to write your critiques down. And the technique I use is one from Rachel Bryce, actually, from when I did 8 Elements, and she calls it 5 by 5. And I really like this because it follows on from the previous point about being kind to yourself. You're going to take 5 points that you like and 5 points that you need to work on. So I always write the 5 points that I like about my practice first of all, make sure that I've got some positive reinforcement in there so that it's not all stuff that I need to work on. And then when I'm writing the 5 things that I need to work on, I put it in a way that is positive. It's looking towards what I want to achieve. So for example, instead of writing my hands look a mess, I'm going to write put more energy into the hands, or allow the fingers to lengthen, or something along those lines. So you're reinforcing the positive side of the movement that you want to achieve as opposed to reinforcing the negative side. And again, this was a point that Rachel brought up when we did 8 elements, calling positive reaches, and it's super important to see if you can find this language. Sometimes it can take a little while to reframe the sentences, but it's really fantastic way of visualizing what you want to achieve rather than what you are looking to take out of your practice, if that makes sense. And I really recommend writing this down for sure, rather than just thinking it in your head, because then you'll have something to come back to in your next practice. I don't know about you, but if I don't write something down, it's gone for sure. I always think I'll remember it and then I don't. So definitely take a moment once you've watched your video, or while you're watching your video, just quickly jot down 5 points for things that you like about it, and then 5 points for things that you want to work on. Sometimes it can be challenging to find 5 of each, and if so, I would recommend, maybe starting with just 3, but you have to make sure you have the same amount in each column. So you can't have 5 things that you want to work on, but only 3 things that you like about it, okay? So just to quickly recap 4 things for you. You're going to start off by videoing yourself. Then you're going to watch it. You are going to be kind to yourself, and you are going to write out your 5 by 5. So super simple. I would love to hear how you get on with this. If you haven't tried videoing yourself before, I really do recommend it if you're looking to improve your dance. This doesn't even need to be for your dance practice. Perhaps, we're all at home at the moment, right? So no one's really got access to the critique from our teachers in whatever style that we're doing at the moment. Maybe it's some yoga or some other fitness work. So you want to make sure that you've got some good technique going on. So again, it's important to be able to watch yourself and see what might not quite be right in order to improve that for next time. So by all means, film your fitness practices, your yoga practices, anything like that. So I don't think I've seen any questions come up. I had a comment from Elisa. She said thank you. So thank you for watching, Elisa. And I will just give it a second or two in case anyone's got any questions. But in the meantime, just a reminder, give us a little thumbs up if you haven't already. Give me a little heart just to let me know you're out there. It's always good to know that people are watching these videos. It's always good to know when they're helpful for people as well. And I'm always up for taking requests if anyone's got anything that they'd like me to cover in future. I've popped a link to my mailing list in the comments box of this. So if you're not already on the mailing list, please do sign up. And Lauralee's just jumped on there. She says, thank you. My pleasure, Lauralee. Let me know how you get on with this. Yeah, anyone out there who tries this technique, who hasn't tried it before, who hasn't tried writing down the things that they want to work on and the things that they like about their practice, I'd love to hear how you get on with it. And don't forget to let me know about your Star Wars movie as well. All right, my dears, I will love you and leave you and see you next time. Don't forget to join me for a little dance along on Thursday as well. Take care. Bye bye.